What's going on, guys? Jordan Stanley Payne with the Kingdom Real Estate. So today I'm going to show you on a whiteboard for you why we always start with a buyer first rather than a seller. How it can damage you, how it can harm you, how it can ruin your reputation as a real estate investor or as a wholesaler. And then just from a logical standpoint, why are we different? Why are we preaching something that most of the people, not all of them, but most of the people aren't? Let's dive right in. Let me show you guys here on the screen. So what we have on the left, seller first, and on the right, buyer first. And this is what it looks like. So guys, on seller first, we have marketing, right? We start marketing and we find a seller. Once we have a seller, we do just kind of like a little sub point right here, and we do formula. Once we've done our formula, we get the property under contract. Now again, this is the method that's taught by most people. So just because it's taught by most people, just because most people are doing it, doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's ethical. It doesn't mean that it's a good approach whatsoever. So just because, your favorite, latest, greatest guru is teaching you to do it this way, doesn't mean that it makes any sense for you, okay? So diving back in, guys, we have marketing. We're gonna get a seller. We're gonna run a formula. We're gonna get it under contract. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start marketing for a buyer. So this is interesting to me, and from a logical standpoint, what we're trying to accomplish here is it's interesting. Okay, let's start with the marketing. On the marketing, how do we know what to market for? Now, what are we basing? I mean, marketing it's not cheap. What are we basing our marketing decision on? Okay. Now, again, guys, this is in the seller first approach. What are we marketing? Where? Who are we marketing to? These are all valid questions, are they not? So let's just say we've got a marketing budget of $500 to $1,000 a month, and we are doing the seller first method. We really don't know what type of marketing to do. We really don't know where. We really don't know who. So let's just say 500 through 1,000. Okay. We are going to then identify a seller, and we are going to run a formula. So, popular ARV times 0.70 minus repair. I'm going to put REP minus our wholesale fee equals offer. I was talking to a guy the other day that said, man, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to run this formula with as many people as I can. As many people as I can. If I can hit that formula with 50 people a week, I'm really, really happy. So we're going to get a contract. Once we have that contract, we're going to have to start marketing. This is where it gets really interesting. And this is what oftentimes can even be illegal, is you are marketing a contract. You are marketing a piece of paper. You're not a licensed real estate agent. You're probably going to get a lot of daisy chains, etc. This is where trouble makes sense. So on the marketing side, we don't know who, what, where, why, when. We have no idea. We're guessing. Let me go back. We are guessing at best on what, where, who. When it comes to the seller, okay, and it comes to running a formula on their property, I'm going to show you guys, let me do a different color here. Let's go blue. ARV times 0.70 minus repairs. What is the margin of error? What could you possibly get wrong? Well, obviously, the ARV, you can get that wrong. What if you don't run your comps very well? Huge opportunity right there to get it wrong. Times 0.70, most people can do that. What if you run your repair wrong? You know, you shoot it too high, you shoot it too low. You're leaving money on the table, you're not taking enough money. Like it's a really, really weird gig. See what I'm saying? Here's another thing. You are giving the seller your word. This means reputation. How many times do you think you can get this wrong? Hey, Mr. Seller, my name's Jordan with ABC Property Investments. I can buy your property, and I can buy it for, you run your formula, I can buy it for $100,000, and you get that wrong. Now you have a contract, and you start marketing your contract trying to find a buyer. And let's say that 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by, you haven't found a buyer, you've got a month, now you have to basically say, hey buddy, yikes, I need a different price. Well, why? What's going on here? I mean, didn't you say that you could buy my house for $100,000? Yeah, but now I need to buy it for $80,000. Reputation. You do this 2 or 3 times and you are, put a big X through your business. What if, let's go on to the buyers. Okay, so I think you guys can see the problem with marketing. We really don't know what to market for. We really don't know where. You're just guessing. What part of town should I market to? I don't know. Who? I really don't know. Should it be single family, multifamily, 1-story, 2-story, 3-bed, 3-bath? Like, I don't know. I'm just going to guess. On the seller, again, you can mess up the ARV. You can mess up the repairs. Most people do. But now you have all these contracts, and now you have to start marketing contracts, and you have daisy chaining. You have people trying to steal your deal. You have the ethical and even the legal issue of, can I do this contract or not? Can I market a contract? Can I post it on Craigslist? I don't know. I don't know. And then when we get to the buyer, so see what I'm saying? This is trouble. Trouble. We get to the buyer. What if, this is an interesting question, what if your formula, what if this formula and ARV 70, repair, blah, 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 what if this formula is not how the buyers would do it? Maybe they don't use a formula. Maybe they use cash on cash. Maybe they only use a cap rate. Maybe they don't do times 0.70, maybe it's times 0.80 or 0.60. What if on the repair, what if their brother is a roofer? Mine has done roofing work. What if your brother is a roofer and he can give you 50% off or even do it for free? Because he owes you a favor from you bailing him out of jail. What if that's the case? What if you are off 15 to 20K? Wouldn't that affect a lot of things? So this is what most people are teaching, and what they do and what they teach you is, if it's a good deal, a buyer will come. You guys remember that movie back in the day, Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come. Yeah, dude, yeah, okay. But again, guessing on marketing. Again, we are probably getting this jacked up, and we're going to be off 15, 20K. We are now marketing a contract. We're going to be in trouble, potentially, for doing this the wrong way. We're wasting money. Wasting money. We're wasting a lot of time. A lot of money, a lot of time. And then we hope, Man, I hope I can find, hope I can do. Buyer first, this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to take this buyer, we're going to move him over here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to market. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to get a contract. Let me actually put seller over here. So we're going to market, seller, contract. What do we forget? That's it. Okay? So this is what we're doing in this situation. Put this over here. Come on. All right. Guys, when we start with our buyer and we get criteria, okay? We get criteria. We know exactly what they buy. We know exactly where they buy. Is it a specific zip code? Is it a specific street? Who? We get to understand our avatar a little bit when we understand our criteria. So if we start with a buyer first, we have a relationship with them. This is huge. Relationship with them. Okay? We know what they want. We know where they want. We know who to target. So when we get into our marketing, we are not wasting money. Okay? We have confidence in our marketing. I know exactly who to pinpoint. I know exactly where to market. I know that it should be multifamily rather than single family. I know that it should be 3-bed, 1-bath rather than just kind of winging it. You can highly, highly, highly target your marketing. Once you've done that, and once you get into the point of going with a seller, and you know their criteria, what we can do, once we've gotten some sellers in front of us, after our marketing is already done, we can literally ask the buyer, what would you pay for this property? Okay? You know, I got who you were looking for, I got where, I got what. I've got your criteria because I asked really good questions and I got really, really confident on our relationship. I know your avatar like the back of my hand. I know your business model like the back of my hand. So once we've got that, hey, Bob, I've got it taken care of, man. I found exactly what you were looking for. It's a single family, 2-bed, 1-bath. It's over on 44718. Dude, just remind me, what are you paying for properties over in that neighborhood again? It needs a new bathroom. It needs a new this. It needs a new that. I don't want to guess on my formula. I don't want to do that. I don't want to guess on my formula, but I know that it does have a new roof and it needs a new bathroom. It needs some sheetrock, etc. I've got a list of things that it needs. I'm going to email that over to you. But if you can give me, and again, we're asking the buyer what he would pay for this property. If you can email me back, buddy, and give me a price. Yeah, Jordan, not a big deal. I'll email you over the price, send me some pictures, etc. Now when we're talking to the seller, remember when we were getting into trouble over here, and remember when we were giving the seller our word? This buyer calls you back, Jordan, I can pay $100,000, really excited about this opportunity. We can probably close in 2 weeks. When we give that seller our word, hey, I can pay $90,000 for this. You should have confidence that your reputation is going to be good. you should have confidence that this should be a good deal, especially if you have 2 to 5 buyers and you have a relationship with every single one of them. Okay? So we got the buyer, we got the criteria, what, where, who, when. We start to market. We get into this, when we get to talking to the seller, we get some basic information based on what our buyer's criteria is. We can ask the buyer, he's going to give us a price. Jordan, we pay about $100,000. We're going to get this under contract. Guess what we don't have to do? No marketing contract. No guessing. No daisy chains. Guess what? It's also quicker. Jordan, I can close in a couple weeks. Remember over here on the left, guys, remember on the left where we had a market for a buyer, we had a hope. We were guessing on all of this stuff. You see how much easier it is if we just have a buyer first? Oh, but what if the buyer tries to steal my deal? What if the buyer tries to steal my deal? Right? So guys, this is a bad mindset. It's a terrible mindset to go into a business and think everybody's out to get you and everybody's going to screw you and blah, 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 blah. When I have a relationship with somebody, I don't mean you send them a text message and, oh, I've got a buyer, I've got a relationship. I don't mean that you've emailed him once or twice. I'm talking about having a deep dive relationship and an intimacy. Don't get freaked out by that word. It's not weird. You have an intimate relationship with these people. You are a part of their team. You are an intricate part of their process. You are ABC buyer dash marketing. Okay? When you are providing a service for these people, they are not going to steal your deal. They're not going to try to cut you out. They're not going to screw you over. Okay? If you have the relationship with them. If you don't have any relationship with them, it's the wild, wild west, baby. They can do whatever they want. They can steal, they can lie, they can cheat if you have no value to them. So the people that I'm talking about, the people that we are working with, guys, I have coffee with these guys. I have lunch, I have dinner. I've met their kids. We've driven around in my Bentley together. I've hung out with them at their properties. Like, I know a lot about these people. And I trust my gut. This is a good guy. So the entire point of having a buyer first, the entire point of knowing what to market to where, understanding the criteria of a buyer, and then when you're communicating with a seller, having confidence, the offer that I give you is going to be a solid offer. Calling up your buyer. Hey man, I've got something. It's exactly where you want it. It's exactly the type of deal that you're looking for. It needs a little bit of work, and I can explain that, or I can even send you some pictures of it. But dude, I need a little bit of help because I don't want to mess up the ARV. I don't want to mess up the after repair value, and I don't want to mess up the repairs needed. So look at this really quick, and then if you can shoot me back a number that you'd feel good with, I'll get this locked up for us. Make sense? Let's go back. Guys, it's important, and it's such a relief when you don't have to market a contract, when you don't have to guess on price, when you don't have to guess on what's the ARV and what's the repair. Okay? Like, let's just get that out of here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of wasting money. Let's get rid of all of the confusion. Let's get rid of this weird vibe where you have to give the seller your word and risk your reputation because if a buyer shows up, because if it's a good deal, a buyer will show up. That's not false if you've done everything correctly, but most people don't. So if you just have a frickin' relationship with people, you're gonna be so much better. Let's cut out the hope. Let's cut out the guessing. Let's cut out getting into trouble, hoping, praying that, hey man, I sure hope I did all this right. confidence, baby. Quick deals. You don't have to spend 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks marketing for a buyer. You already have a buyer. Assured price. Now guys, if this 100K that the buyer is willing to pay, if we go look at the property and the seller was lying about something, or they didn't realize that the roof was torn up and needs to be replaced, it's not a big deal. We're not ruining our reputation, right? Hey, Mary, the seller, Mary, I didn't know that the roof was destroyed, and I'm sure you didn't know that either. So we're going to probably need to be a little bit adjustable on our price. Okay? So we're probably going to be closer to, I said 90, probably going to be closer to like 85, just to help out a little bit with the roof. I'm willing to take that out of my profit. I'm only going to make 5 rather than 10. But I want to get this deal done. So confidence. Absolutely. Quick. Yes. Assured price. Yes. Trouble. No trouble, because we're not having to market the contract. Does this make sense, guys? Buyer first, get their criteria, have a relationship with these people. Based on their what, their where, their who, we're going to start marketing. Once we've started marketing, we're going to start to have opportunities with sellers, and we're going to ask the buyer, based on the information that we've been able to gather, we're going to ask them what they would pay for it. We're not going to guess on ARV. We're not going to guess on the price. Whatever number our buyer gives us, we're going to offer the seller less than that. I normally start with 10 to 15,000. Okay? If I need to adjust, I will. That's what we're going to pay. This is going to keep you out of a lot of hot water. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you a lot of headache. It's going to let you sleep better at night. When you give somebody your word, you're going to know that it's true and it's not based on BS. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. This is how I teach it. This is how the Kingdom Real Estate operates. And this is a big part of why we are who we are. Okay? So guys, thanks for taking some time. Thanks for at least hearing out what we have to say. I think if you really look at it from like a logical standpoint, you're going to agree that having a buyer first is the way to go. You can just take out all of the weird ethical stuff and, man, I'm giving people my word, but I really don't know. I'm saying I can do this, I'm saying I can buy their property, but I don't have a buyer and I can't buy it myself. It's a weird ethical gray area. Some of you don't care. Some of you blatantly do not give a SHIT. I do. My reputation's made me millions of dollars. Okay? There are people in my market today that have a reputation of not doing it like we're teaching and dropping contracts. Man, I had to cancel a contract. Had to cancel another contract. The buyers think you're shady. I'm a buyer now. I think you're shady. The sellers think you're shady. Real estate agents think you're shady. People talk, buddy. People talk. Sellers talk to sellers, okay? That little old lady that you skirt over, she's going to bingo night and telling everybody, man, this young whippersnapper said he was going to do this and he didn't. Came back, offered me $20,000 less because he messed up the ARV. Came in, offered me $15,000 less because he didn't know how to calculate the repair cost. That has never happened to me, and it doesn't happen to the people that I mentor. Man, we move quick. We get this stuff done. Cool? Guys, I hope this helped, and we will talk to you here really soon.